Welcome to the another exciting episode of podcast from Tietoevry. I am your host Anudeep, and today I got the pleasure of talking to my colleague Venkata Ramana, Director for Intelligent Automation Practice at Tietoevry. Ramana has 24 years of experience. He is an enterprise architect, digital transformation advisor, and technology evangelist. He holds good exposure to cloud, RPA, and artificial intelligence. Hello, Ramana. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Anudeep. Thank you very much for having me here. Looking forward to an exciting episode.
Let's start our podcast with the introduction to today's topic. Our today's topic is Synergizing Innovation, exploring the confluence of generative AI and RPA. It's truly fascinating how rapidly artificial intelligence has been advancing, and one aspect that has been capturing the attention of innovators and industry leaders alike is generative AI. What really caught my attention is its role in something that impacts us all. Think about it from the way products are manufactured to how content is created and even how data is analyzed. Artificial intelligence is everywhere. Also, what fascinates is the world of RPA as we all know. Automation is the driving force behind efficiency and empowering users. So, is there anything that overlaps between these two, generative AI and automation? If so, what is that? So, dear listeners, in this episode, we are delving into finding the intersection of generative AI and process automation and how generative AI is evolving and empowering automation. So, my first question to you, Ramana, as generative AI continues to evolve in its capabilities and finding its role in variety of applications across versatile industries, it would be interesting to know the role of generative AI in process automation.
Sure, Anudeep, that's a nice question. First, let me put this, the problems addressed by generative AI and RPA are entirely different, right? So RPA addresses low, complex, and repetitive jobs by running the jobs, right? By running bots. Whereas generative AI is an innovative technology with the necessary AI ML models, right? And that will help to understand unstructured data, provides or generates meaningful data for various applications, right? So generative AI complements RPA by providing uh, cognitive features, elevating it to a new level of hyper automation. Let me take an example. If we look into email marketing for a policy packages, right, products, right? So RPA does the pulling out the data from various systems. Now, for example, RPA extracts the information or pull out the information from the leads information or the client data from various sources like a customer 360 or CRM tools. And it also gathers information, uh, the client data like a name, age, location, email, and the existing policy, carrier name, etc. It does all that, and even it will categorize uh, the users, right? It will add a tags to the user, whether he is a new lead or existing customer, or he falls into which kind of segment with respect to various parameters available. And this data will be provided to generative AI, and understanding going through these parameters, generative AI will write a beautiful email which is very much personalized to the lead, and it will send across the promotions that are required for that policy uh, product, right? So this is a wonderful example where RPA does all the kind of a background work, and generative AI can generate an impressive personalized email to the lead, and it will send it across to the user, right? So this is one of the example, and such kind of examples there are plenty. Other one is if you look into the bank loan origination system, right, where generative AI can be interfacing with a customer or a loan officer, gathering all the details of a loan, also assisting customer, uh, giving some recommendations, right? And whereas RPA does all the background verifications, it could be UCC or it could be the title search, uh, and also communicating with various agencies, right, for the details of the employment, etc. And it will compute the credit score, and it will feed that information into the credit score application. So it's a combination of generative AI and RPA together, providing end-to-end kind of automation, right? So when we look into that, like it's a GenAI is bringing in a big push of the advantage, technology advantage to RPA, elevating it to a newer heights of an hyper automation, and also providing an end-to-end automation, which is good.
That's exciting to know the role of generative AI in process automation by providing us a couple of examples. Thank you so much for that, Ramana. As we venture in the realm of cutting-edge technologies, generative AI prominently emerges as a versatile powerhouse with applications extended across diverse fields. What truly matters is the practicality and feasibility of harnessing generative AI capabilities. Considering this, a compelling question that arises: among the various capabilities offered by generative AI, what are the ones that are most suited for process automation?
Right, right. So, which are the most popularly used, or the kind of solutions that we provide to customer is more on the NLP, right? Uh, you know, Capabilities of Gen AI is beyond my thinking. Uh, but when we look into the applications that we work with customers, right, and few POCs that we are trying, or the most of them fall into these areas like a like a generating a content, summarization, or the classifications, NLP, right? These. So, but among all these, I see a greater advantage with NLP, uh, because that's where an RPA has a lot of limitations, right? Understanding the unstructured data, understanding the information to produce a specific outcome in the outcome that other application is looking for, right? RPA cannot produce that because of unstructured data. Let me give an example so that uh, to make it more clear. When we look into the property inspection report produced by agents, right? This agent, during the inspection, he will create a document giving the details of and various sections of a property, right? It could be home or commercial property. He will fill the details of electrical system, HVAC system, roof, etc. So it is very hard from this unstructured data. It's a kind of a document of 20 pages. It is very hard for RPA to understand uh, what agent has recorded with respect to electrical system. It cannot decide that this electrical system needs a servicing and what level of servicing is required, right? And this is the expectation from the other side of the application. So using generative AI, it's quite easy, where generative AI helps us to provide these details. For example, says that age of the roof would be 20 years, and like a kitchen needs a servicing, and the level of servicing is level 2, right? So these details will be provided, and these are the details that will be fed into the application and for the estimation and other purpose, right? So when we look into the various capabilities that I have come across while implementing the projects for customers is more towards NLP area.
That's fantastic. Really great insight to know about the areas where generative AI feasibility is easier than RPA, and quoting a couple of examples. Thank you so much, Ramana, for your time with us and sharing with us key topics such as role of generative AI in process automation, its core importance, its feasibilities, and you also touched upon different use cases where generative AI can do the better job than RPA. This really made our listeners to get better understanding on how generative AI is evolving and empowering automation. Thank you very much, Ramana, for being with us and providing the insights
Yeah.
on the RPA and GenAI.
Thank you, Anudeep.
All right, dear listeners, with this, we are coming into the end of this podcast. And thank you for tuning into this podcast and hope you enjoyed the podcast and got a better understanding of how RPA can be integrated with generative AI and how together they perform a wonderful job. For more information, or if you want to connect, you can write an email to ramana.nakka@tietoevry.com. I spell it ramana.nakka@tietoevry.com. We will come up with another exciting podcast. Till then, stay tuned and bye from now.